Hey guys, we are live at the Business and Banter podcast. We are excited. We've just finished the first half of the podcast, and now we are going to record the second half, you guys. Can't wait to release the show, you guys. Amy, how you feeling?
Excited. I'm so excited, and I can't believe that you weren't in the room. You missed out, but it's okay. We are going to do another live show. We haven't decided when yet, but keep an eye out. Keep an eye out when this episode drops and for more information. See you guys on the other side. Bye.
Hi everyone. Are you here? Hi everyone. Hello. Welcome to the Business and Banter podcast, guys. We are so happy to have you here. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here, making it out on a Sunday. First of all, we need something louder than that. Come on. Where's the energy
Guys.
at?
Where's the energy? Where's the energy?
Come on. Thank you guys for being here for our first live podcast. As you know, myself and Naomi have started this new venture of podcasting, and it has been a journey, to say the least. But of course, my name is Tara, and I'm one half of Business and Banter, and we have the amazing...
And I am Naomi, as most of you guys will know. And as you can see, we have some amazing special guests with us today. For those of you who have been watching the podcast, you will know that in our second season, we have been joined by a variety of guests. And this time we are live in the room with a live audience, and we are so excited to do this for the first time.
Yeah.
So let's just get right into it. So we're going to introduce our guests first and foremost. So to my immediate left, we have the amazing Debidan. He is the founder of the Stockpickers Academy, which you can see from everything that he has on.
Yeah.
He is repping Stockpickers.
We love that.
And from what I understand, they teach people how to get involved in stocks and how to diversify their income and multiply their money. Mm-hmm. So welcome to you, Debidan. Can you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Thank you.
Keep it short and sweet. Don't tell them too much.
All right. Thank you for having me, first of all. My name is Debidan. I run the Stockpickers Academy. I basically act as an investing coach, so like a personal trainer for investing. So before you do anything with your money, you chat to me, whether that's to get a tax advisor, financial advisor, to invest in crypto, to invest in stocks, to diversify the currency that you hold your savings in, or to start a business, whatever it may be, even with your career. And what I do is I bring my network and my experience and my community to the people. So the community at the moment has about 5,000 people across a couple of different groups. And yeah, I'm here to help you answer your questions and share some knowledge.
Love that.
I grew up in Peckham.
Throw your peas up.
Thank you so much for that. I'm really excited to get into this conversation because honestly, I have wanted to learn more about stocks for a long time. So I'm really excited to hear more about what you say and get involved in Stockpickers Academy. So let's do it. In the centre here, we have the amazing Kirsty Latoya, who is a good friend of mine. So I'm really biased, of course, but she is amazing. And so, Kirsty, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kirsty Latoya, also known as Kaza, and I am a digital illustrator from Battersea. I do a lot of art that centres around mental health, well-being, identity, and culture. And yeah, I don't want to get into everything right now, but I have a lot of creative avenues that I've found myself in because of my art, which is something that I kind of accidentally fell into. And now I'm able to explore all the things that I love basically day in, day out. So I get to wake up and do what I love every day, and it's just a blessing. So yeah, excited to share a bit more with you guys later.
Thank you, Kirsty. And last but most certainly not least, we have the one and only Prince, aka Mr. Free Your Mind. If you have been watching season 2, then you will know that Prince has previously been on the podcast, but he's just here to drop some more knowledge for us. So Prince, please tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, what's going on, people? First and foremost, thank you for having me. My name is Prince, and I was born in Germany. I moved to London when I was 15. And since then, I've been doing work with YouTube. So I'm a life coach, mentor. I have a trading academy as well, where I teach people how to trade. I currently have about 247 people who are in my academy. And out of the 247, we have 117 who handed in their resignations last year and who trade full time now. So I believe I'm doing something right. And yeah, you get to know more about me and what I do. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh my gosh, amazing. We've got so much coming up, guys. I don't even know how we're going to squeeze this all in, but I'm excited. Can you just give a round of applause for our panelists, please, guys? So we're really going to get straight into it. I mean, we all want to know about, you know, what you guys do. We want to know a little bit more about how you even got started. But first things first, I want you to give everyone a random fact about you guys that people wouldn't really know. So what's a random fact about you that people wouldn't know or wouldn't expect from you? I'm going to start with Kirsty because she's thinking the hardest.
Okay, a random fact that people... Okay, we're going to try to do a non-art related one, okay? A random fact that a lot of people don't know is that I'm obsessed by true crime, okay? I am. I admit it. I watch true crime to go to sleep at night. It soothes me.
I'm creeping because I know it's true. I know it's true.
It relaxes me, and that is something interesting that people wouldn't really know. But I literally watch true crime probably every single day. Yeah, but I'm not a murderer or anything like that. Don't have any dreams of becoming one. I'm just very interested in the psychology of criminals, murderers. I just want to understand how their brain ticks. So, yeah, that's something interesting.
Well, thank you for that. I would have never thought that about you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go with Prince next. What's a random fact about you that people need to know?
A random fact, I think I spoke too soon. Because obviously I said I was born in Germany, so I would have said, you know what I mean? That I was born in Germany, because a lot of people are always like, wait, your name is Prince, you got a gold tooth, and you're born in Germany. All right, mate, calm down, you know? So yeah, I was born in Germany.
I mean, I knew that about you, but no one else did, so I'm glad to hear it. Thank you, Prince. Debadan, what is a random fact about you that we should know?
I'm obsessed with football, and I used to play semi-professional football.
Okay.
I still play now, but...
Are you still playing now, did you say?
Not semi-professional, but...
What's your favourite team?
Are you going to break
Man
some hearts
United.
with this? Oh, we got any Man United fans in the house? Yeah, I know you, Rolly. Guys, thank you for that. I mean, we always want to know a little bit more about what it is that people are doing. When we see, you know, young people especially like breaking through in industries that people didn't even realize they could get into, it's so good to see because it just makes everyone believe that there's something out there for them, that it is possible. So talk to us a little bit about how you got started. I'm going to go with Debadan first. How did you get started with Stock Pickers Academy?
It goes all the way back to when I was in primary school. So I used to get in a lot of trouble. Maybe that's a random fact about me as well. But I got kicked out of my first primary school, and then I went to another one. I think I got even worse. And that led to me having to be put in year 6 when I was in year 3 for like 2 years. So that meant I went to secondary school a year early. And on the back of that, I just started doing really, really well academically. And that kind of opened more and more doors. I got the best GCSE results of my secondary school in their history.
Done.
And then that got me a scholarship into a private school for sixth form. And then I took like 6 A-levels, got all A's, went to uni, studied maths, and each step of the way, more doors were opening. And then I ended up at Goldman Sachs, which is the biggest investment bank in the world, as a trader. And you get imposter syndrome because I was like one of only 3 black people on the entire trading floor. But because I went through school a year early, I was also one of the youngest. But I had to grow up very, very quickly. Now, 6 years into my career, I realized that I had never checked my pension. I realized that I didn't even know what a stocks and shares ISA is. Does anyone know what that is today? Stocks and
Show
shares
of hands
ISA?
if you know what a stocks and shares ISA is. You don't have to know all about it if you've heard of
If
it.
you've even heard of it.
Yeah?
Yeah, so despite working at one of the biggest investment bank in the world as a trader, managing billions for them, I myself had never heard of a stocks and shares ISA, which I'll tell you guys about later. And then the other thing I realized is, well, I realized this quite early, is that I had to support more and more ethnic minorities to get into the trading floor. So I actually started by helping people in their careers, which I still do today. I've probably helped about 1,000 people get into investment banking. On the back of that, they're still the first people that I go to when I'm like, do you check your pensions? Have you heard of stocks and shares ISA? Are you actually managing your own savings with all this money that you're making? As a result, Stock Pickers actually started in 2013 as a WhatsApp group where I started to manage my own pension myself, but take all those people along with me on the journey. Now, in 2020, when the pandemic happened and there was a stock market crash, all those people who had been following me on that journey were like, okay, do you know what? We've seen you 7x your pension portfolio, your stocks. I want to do the same. How do I get started? And then that created a lot of demand. And then there was Clubhouse as well. So Stock Pickers didn't actually start as a business. It was never meant to be a business. But that pandemic period pushed a lot of demand my way. And I started doing sessions on Zoom. I started a Telegram group. I started an Instagram page, a website. And that turned into doing courses, teaching live on Zoom, having an electronic course as well, going out to speak. And yeah, that's literally how my path has been. Very organic.
That is a very, very interesting story. Very, very interesting story. We will definitely come back to you because I would love to hear more. But Kirsty, do you want to let us know how you got started in your field and what you do?
So I guess my story kind of starts from primary school. I was always very creative, and I used to read a lot of Jacqueline Wilson books. I'm sure some of you in the room know. And I was just always really obsessed with Nick Sharratt's illustrations. And I would say to my teacher, like, what job does that guy do? And she was like, he's an illustrator. And I was like, that's what I want to be when I grow up. And that's kind of what I became when I grew up. I didn't study art throughout my career because my art teacher was a bit pants in secondary school, didn't encourage me. Even when I went back after, like when I was an adult, I went back to my secondary school and someone was like, oh, that was your art teacher. I didn't remember her face. Like, she made no impact on me. So when I graduated uni, I was just thinking about what do I actually want to do? And I just got back into art, started creating a bit more. And then it got to the point where I started doing commissions for people. So people were paying me to paint them, their mum, their dad, their dog, whoever it was. And I would be spending hours on a painting and charge someone like £30. Like, it was crazy. But I really believed that I could get somewhere with this. So I decided that I was going to quit my job and just pursue a life of art. And I was like, Mom, I'm going to quit my job. And I kind of waited for her to be like, that's the worst decision ever. But she was like, okay. And I grew up in a Jamaican household. So obviously creative careers are not really looked that highly upon sometimes in like Caribbean culture and even African culture as well. So for her to kind of embrace the fact that I wanted to quit my job that was giving me a steady income and pursue a creative field, I was like happy. So that is what I ended up doing. But sadly, my kind of whole world was rocked literally the next month when my mum passed away, and everything was just crazy. And I decided that I was never going to draw again. I was never going to create. And one of my friends said to me, just create, just draw something, draw your feelings. And I did a piece called Mood of, it's me holding a mask that's crying, me holding a mask that's smiling, and I'm crying behind it. And I posted it out on the internet, and it literally went viral around the world. So my interesting fact was going to be that people have my face tattooed on them, but I was like, let me not be creative with the fact. But this picture impacted people so much that they tattooed my face on their body, people that I don't know. And so I started to create more art around mental health. So before, I was kind of just creating for creating's sake. If there was like a celebrity, I would paint them. If it was like somebody that I thought was like good as a muse, I would paint them. But now my art began to have purpose. And even though it was from pain, I did find my purpose. It was to help people. So I started to create more art around mental health, and people just kept on reaching out to me, but they were offloading their trauma. And bearing in mind, this is 2 months after my mum has passed, and I'm getting DMs and followers and people messaging me. And then the first press that I ever did was BBC News. And that was crazy to me. And that was the first time that a lot of my family even kind of understood some of the mental struggles that I was going through at that time as well. So that's kind of where my story starts. And I just started to create more. And then I got a lot of opportunities, which I'm very, very grateful for. And I did a lot of press. And I got to kind of share my story and share my message that you are not alone, that there's always someone there with you, and that you can turn your pain into passion. Because one of the worst pains I feel like you can go through is losing your parents, especially at a young age. And I'm just very grateful to God that I was able to turn that pain into something positive. And yeah, that's why I'm here now.
And we're very grateful for that too. And I think it's just amazing that you've both just told a little bit about where you've got started. And one thing that really sticks out to me is that your stories are so different. But one thing that is the same, that you both help people. You've both turned around and gone somewhere, and you've turned around to help the people behind you. And I think that's really important, especially in our community. And so I really love that. So Prince, please tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Yeah, so I got started with my social enterprise called Free Your Mind and Be Free in 2008. Okay, so I moved to London in 2006. I was only 15, and I was in Brixton, South London. And as you know, when you're young and all your cousins are older than you just love the energy. You just love to be that youngster around them, you see? So when I was young, I didn't even know that they were grooming me, you see? Because they were like, oh, we love your energy, you know your family. You know we love you, right? And you there as a little cousin, like, yeah, come on, yeah. They're like, yeah, just do this for us, man. Come on, your family, of course you would do it. So there's me thinking, they're my family, of course they're showing me love, right? But they were really just manipulating me emotionally. So to me, I was hanging around with my people, but to other guys, we were a gang. But because of my knowledge, I didn't know. I just thought I'm with my family. So in 2009, I had a daughter, and I thought to myself, let me stop this whole, gang banging, selling drugs, and let me concentrate. I'm actually a smart guy. So I said, God, now that you've given me a daughter, I'm stopping everything. I'm going to go hard, 110%. And my daughter was born premature, 6 weeks premature. So she passed away after 12 days. Now, on the day she passed away, the doctor called me and he was like, oh, can you please come to the hospital? And I was like, why? He's like, I need to speak to you. So when I came, I could see my baby mom on the floor, finished. And I said, yeah, what's the problem? He was like, oh, yeah, she's really struggling. I said, all right, that's fine. Still do what you need to do. Or just to let you know, she might be disabled. That's fine. That's my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Disabled or not, that's my blood. Do what you need to do. It's like, okay, I'll try. So I could tell he wanted to tell me more, but he couldn't. So when I was walking out, he was like, okay, let me stop being, you have to turn off the, what's it called again? Life support machine. I said, you're trying to turn me into God. You want me to turn it off? I can't do that. It's like, you have to, because she's breathing heavily, you know. It's either she passes away in the next half an hour or you just turn it off. So I sat there and I was like, wow, God. Even though I have all my cousins, all my family members, all my people, it's really me against me. So I sat there and I was like, wow, free my mind, man. Just free my mind. Free my mind. So when I done it, I went home. And I just sat there and I realized back then when I was younger, there wasn't things like mental health and anxiety. We weren't really talking about these things. So you didn't know what was wrong with you. You see what I'm saying? PTSD. I didn't know about all of that. So I just thought it's normal. So I was just being numb to pain. And I realized that after that happened, that was one of my darkest days. And I said, you know what? Everyone is going to feel my pain too. And this is when I realized that these kids that are doing madnesses outside, they're not doing it to hurt you. They're doing it because they're hurt and they want you to feel their pain. So then I thought to myself, after I got stabbed 3 times and I was in hospital and no one came to see me, I was like, I need to create difference. I need to be the difference, you know? So that's when I was like, free your mind, free your mind, free your mind. But I want to be free as well. And I spoke to my sister. My sister was like, free your mind and be free. That sounds wavy. That's you. And I said, you're right. But I said, I wanted to be deeper. Free my mind from what? So I said, free your mind from negativity, free your mind from distractions, but most importantly, free your mind from yourself. And what about the be free? I can't use free your mind and be free. I can't use free twice in a sentence. And then I prayed to God and I said, God, give me a vision, talk to me. And I said, okay, be free can be interconnected with your mind, body, and soul. So be free. And that's when I started with my social enterprise. At first, I was just going out to events, and there were important people in the events, and they were like, oh, I'm a head teacher. I would like you to come to my school and deliver your workshop. So you can imagine, I didn't even have no plan or workshops. And I was like, yeah, of course I can, no problem, you know? So I was really just faith in it till I make it. And then, yeah, from then, God blessed me. I was going out to schools. When I went to a school, one of the head teachers said, oh, do you know what, mate? We have an opportunity to work in prisons. Do you want to work in? I said, yeah, 100%. So I got a few contracts in prisons. And then in 2020, God blessed me. My missus was pregnant with her son. And I thought to myself, I need to be there for my son, regardless. I don't want to be one of those dads that are just there sometimes and then you work overtime and your son doesn't see you. So what happened is I spoke to my work people and I said, I just want to know about paternity leave. How many days do I get? And they say, you get 2 days. I said, 2 days paternity leave? Nah, I can't do that. So I went home to the missus. I told her and I said, do you know what I need to do? I need to hand in my resignation. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. And she was like, listen, you always find a way. Just do what you need to do. Went in the next day, handed in my resignation, and my manager was like, I can't accept it, Prince. You're about to have a family. You need this job. You need this job. My concentration was on need. You basically want me to just be reliable, need. I said, nah, man, God will make it happen. And then a week later, one of my friends phoned me saying, oh, Prince, I'm doing trading. I said, oh, please, count me out. Count me out. Yeah, flashing money in the Ferrari. Please get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not having it. He was like, Prince, just come. Like, just give it a go. I said, all right, cool, let's see. I mean, I've got nothing to lose right now anyways. And then I joined in an academy called IML. Nothing bad to say against them. They gave me the basics, so, big up themselves. But after a while, I said, I want to be financially free. I want to be wealthy. And I realized that I had to combine the two, being a speaker, helping the youth. But what is it that the youth want? They want financial freedom as well. That's why they do what they do. So instead of me just speaking life into themselves, I thought to myself, I need to make sure that I have wealth as well. So they listen, because talk alone is cheap. So that's when I started my own business called Kingdom Wealth Academy, where I started training people in how to trade and how to make money. And then, 3.5 years later, God is good, had a brilliant wedding, about to buy a house. I changed my life 360 degrees. Nah, come on, let me be real, 720. And it's just brilliant to see that where I used to live, the youngsters come up to me and they're like, "Boss, the voice of the voiceless." And I'm like, wow, are you serious? So, that's how I started my story with my businesses. Thank you.
Can we just get a round of applause for all three of our panelists, please? Because that was amazing.
Man, I'm just sitting here. Do you know what it is? Especially with Prince, I've heard things before and I've heard you talk, but then it's like sitting here and listening to it, I feel like I feel it. Do you know what I mean? So thank you for all of you, honestly. Like, you all have such a touching story to tell. And I think that's obviously what's led you to being where you are now. Like, just on a more like kind of, not as positive as such, but then on a different note, like, what is it that you guys are doing at the moment? Like, where are you at now with your careers, with your journeys? Because you all, of course, have something that you've got going on, but then you must have expanded on, that starting point. So I want to start with Kirsty. Like, where are you at in your journey at the moment?
So with me, I do a lot. I can't help myself. I absolutely love to be busy. I love to work. I love to help people. So we'll start with my first job, which is art. So with Kaza, I do commissions. So that's personal commissions for people, or ones for like corporate, for businesses. I also lead sip and paint parties. So you come to my event, there'll be a painting that you already see, and then I'll walk you through the painting. But you're dancing, you're drinking, you're having a good time. So I do that. I also do talks and speeches and workshops around kind of, pain, turning your pain into passion. And just, like you said, like trying to speak life into people as well. I do a lot of that. I've done work in prisons as well, schools, primary schools, secondary schools. I did a workshop in a primary school like 2 weeks ago, and I got these year 5 children to talk about their feelings and their fears in life. And they started to realize that a lot of them had the same fears. And it was just really comforting to see them open up and delve into their emotions in an artistic way, and nothing that's too pressurizing for them. It was really nice. So I do that type of work as well. I do exhibitions where I showcase my new works of art. And I'm also an author, 2-time published author.
Yes.
So I also do like book readings and stuff like that. So that's art. And then my job that I kind of do day-to-day-ish, I'm a producer-director. So I create content with a company called Word on the Curb. And it's fun. I get to tell stories. I get to explore marginalized groups of people and what they have to say. And so, I love that work. So we work with big clients. I've done stuff for like the NHS, the Prince's Trust. We have a lot of interesting clients that we work with. So that's what I do with producing and directing. And then my other job, my third and final one, I have a home bakery. So that also runs 6 days a week. Don't know how I do it all. People always ask me, I don't know. But we all have the same 24 hours, so somehow I make it work. But yeah, so I have a home bakery. We ship all over the UK, make everything in-house. I have a very small team, which is just, I basically run the business with my family, which is amazing. And yeah, like that as well, it's all about the experience. Like I've spent a lot of years just cultivating my recipes, making them perfect, making sure the branding is good. And coming from an artistic background, I did everything myself, designed the logo, designed the menus, and just all the little things that I've learned in all the other areas of business, I've all put together to make my bakery successful as well. So 3.5 years on, it's doing really well. So I'm very grateful. So yeah, that's kind of where I've branched out to now. Next year, I just hope to do all of those things on a bigger scale, getting paid more, to be honest with you. That's it. That's the dream. I just want to continue just making impact, continue helping people, continue providing amazing experiences for people that they'll remember and that they'll be able to be like, oh, that time when Kirsty spoke, or that time when I saw Kirsty's art, or that show that she did, that touched me. That's what I want, like, my legacy to be, that people remember that I impacted them. Yes. So, yeah, that's me right now.
Love that. Shout out to Bliss Bakes. We're going to do some plugging later, though. We've had some Bliss Bakes, me and Naomi, and it's been fantastic. So, shout out to you. Prince, talk to us. Where are you at right now?
So now, I just had a contract with YouTube 1.5 years ago that saw my work, what I do, you know, going to prisons, doing workshops there. And they contacted me. At first, I thought it's a fake email, so I ignored it. As you all know, you think, whatever about YouTube. And yeah, then after that, they had a contract with me where we go out to schools across UK. And we basically just give them a bit more insights about social media and how you have to know reality from social media, you know? And that's been a blessing. So I've got like a 4-year contract with them. They said they're already gonna extend it, so God is good. And my aim for 2024 is to have another 50 people in my academy to be, you know, independent and to hand in their resignations and to do trading full time. What I also do, once a month, I go to every, let's say, all the major ends in London, so Hackney, Peckham, Brixton. I do that with 4 of my guys that used to be on road and their names they're kind of known, and we go to the ends and we'll be like, listen, guys, let's talk. Why do you do what you do? And at first I always think, wait, are you a Fed? What do you mean? Well, why are you just pulling up in my ends like that? I don't even know you. Like, what's going on? And we realized that because of doing that, we helped, I think last year alone, we helped like 15 of the youths to write like poems about their pain, because I go by a thing, it's called, similar to you, pain. So I had to go through my pain to find my power, for my purpose to find me. So pain, power, purpose. And whenever you come with that, you know the one thing that connects them all is pain, isn't it? So as soon as you talk about pain, you'll be like, listen, I know you're hurting, you know, but I'm here for you, my brother. As soon as you come with that, all of them are straight soft. I don't care how much of a hoodman you are, you're straight soft. You know, when they start looking up, so no tears are coming down, like, yeah, fam, I'll get you, man. I'm like, yeah, come on, I got you now. So yeah, that's what I do as well. And I do life coaching. I work with youth offenders in West London, Ealing. So with 16 to 18-year-olds that have been in the prison system that want to change their life around. So I have 6 of them under my belt now. And it's all about, you know, triggering. I don't like to say change the mindset, trigger the mindset. You know, so bigger and better. As Kirsty said, bigger and better 2024. So, yeah, man, God is good.
Thank you so much. And of course, Deborah, tell us a little bit more about where you're at right now.
I always feel like my world is always changing, evolving. So the same way Stock Pickers wasn't meant to be a business, and it wasn't for 6 years, 7 years, I'm always just following the wind. I make like very basic plans and have very, very basic objectives. But one thing I've realized in life is you make plans and then God just has a way of just messing them up, tearing the paper up, and yeah, you're constantly chasing the vision board, chasing shadows, basically. So what I do is I just focus on just impacting people in whatever way I can, showing up to events, having conversations with people, and letting those conversations, interactions, events just lead to other things. At the core of what I do is I've got a course, I've got a mentoring group, and then everything else kind of stems from that. So sometimes I have clients that get me to speak at their schools or their workplaces or the events that their friends are doing, or their children who are applying for a bank or a law firm, and I'll just connect them to the right people. I do a lot of connecting. In terms of where I'm trying to take Stock Pickers, I feel like this year has been a lot of networking, rebranding, whereas next year it's going to be a lot of building. So the core of my audience has always been people that know me, have been impacted by me, and then word of mouth. I haven't really done much promotion and all of that kind of stuff, whereas next year I'm going to tap into the social media new audience that don't know me, and figure out a way to try and get some of them on board as well, not just my network and my network's network. And then I'm also going to be going into more football clubs. So I've been to Crystal Palace to speak on financial literacy. There are a couple more lined up because, as some of you know, a lot of athletes, footballers, they go broke, 40% go broke 5 years after they stop playing. So just tapping into different areas. My mum's a teacher and she's been trying to get me to come into schools for a long time. But I know that when I do that more regularly, a whole big part of my time is going to go. So I'm maybe being a bit selfish, but still going to schools from time to time. But then I think from 2024, 2025, it's just going to be like more common. And yeah, I'll leave about 30% to God and whatever else might come out of it.
Love that. Absolutely love that.
Thank you so much, guys. It's it's insightful to hear like what you all have going on, because this is funny because it's so different yet so the same. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you're hearing different stories, but then it's like you've all come from quite similar type of backgrounds. You've all kind of, turned that pain or something that's gone wrong into something good, and you're now able to impact other people. So I love that. I love that for you guys. So yeah, I mean, we've heard a lot about you guys. We've heard a lot about what it is that you're doing, where you're at. So just to kind of switch it up a little bit, let's talk a little bit about your personalities. So if you had one song that would describe you as a person, what would it be? And I'm going to start.
And why?
And why, actually, yes, sorry. I'm going to go with Prince, because I think I know what song it might be. I think so, but then we're going to see. Let's start with Prince with that one.
Okay. I would say, this is how we do. 50 Cent and The Game. Is everyone with me? All right, they call it. You know, because I believe whatever you start, you just have to do it. Sometimes we just overthink it, you know, and I like what you said there, because I always say, don't ask God to guide your footsteps if you're not willing to move your feet. You know, just faith it till you make it. Like, we live in a generation now where the youngsters believe in fake it till you make it. And that's why they go through anxiety, depression, because you're trying to show people something that you're not. But if you faith it till you make it, that's basically you saying, God, I don't know how I will get there, but I'm definitely going to get there. And this is how I'm going to do it. So, yeah, this is how we do. That would be me, yeah.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Who should we go with next, Naomi?
Let's go with Deborah.
I was hoping for more thinking time. I don't know. I feel like I've got lots of different personalities. That doesn't make me a crazy person, by the way. So, like, now you probably hear me speak and you think this guy's quiet, this guy's humble, this guy's this. But then if I'm at football, then I'm an absolute monster. Like, you don't want to be my friend. And then in the workplace, I can be like really just serious and not jokey. And then in a party, I'll be like an extreme extrovert. I feel like I just need a lot of time to think. Because I'll be honest, when you said that, I just went to one of my favorite songs.
Which is?
Pow. And then I started to sing the lyrics and I said, why is that me?
Is that your personality?
So yeah, I like that. I like that song because when I went to uni, it was full of a lot of people who are not from Ends, and I grew up in Ends, and even though I didn't live that life, it was like, this is the life people I grew up around me were living, and obviously the song went viral. And for the first time, and I'll say the same with Giggs and some of his songs, people could kind of understand the environment that I grew up. And even I could express that and enjoy it without actually having lived that life because I understood it. So when I grew up right next door to the guys that killed Damilola Taylor. And in a way, it was a blessing for me, even though it was tragedy, because I didn't just grow up next to those guys. They were like my friends. So we had sleepovers in each other's houses. We knew each other's families, but I also knew Damilola as well. So after that incident, my parents were just like, if people we knew that well could do that, then yeah, no more house parties. Yeah. I can't trust you to go down to Commercial Way or Gloucester, and that was in year 8. And I think that move there kind of capped anything I would have ended up becoming. Sometimes we talk about absent parents and stuff like this. I actually had very good parents who are still together today. And I could have been one of the people that had no excuse whatsoever, but my personality in school was trouble. And you combine that with the environment that I lived in, I know that in other circumstances, even with both parents, I could have ended up on a very different path. And that's probably why I play football how I do, which is very angry sometimes, very high energy, because I think controversial statement. I think as men sometimes we do need somewhere to express that emotion without it being criminal or violent. But sport is the right environment for you to do that without it being wrong and without it being crossing the line.
100%.
I also like gospel music.
Thanks for dropping that in there.
Says after.
And finally, Kirsty, one song to describe yourself and why?
I can't lie, I was going to say a Vibes Cartel song.
Go for
It wasn't going to be philosophical, but on the other side of it, Nas, I Can, I've always really resonated with that song from young. And I guess when I was younger, I didn't really know why, but I tried to learn all the lyrics. Like when it came out, I just really loved that song. And I always just genuinely believed like, whatever I want to be, I can become that. But then the other side of it is just Vibes Cartel, like it's just good vibes. Like especially, I don't know what the song's called. It's a holiday, yeah, 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 yeah.
Summertime.
Yeah, that
No,
one.
that's not the one.
Don't-
Oh, let me not do that.
Yeah. Oh, anyways, well that song, yeah. It puts me in a place in my life that it was just happiness. Like when we were growing up, like in college, we didn't really have that many worries, or the worries that we did have, we just put them to the back of our head, and we just enjoyed being kids, really. And I think like that song and like songs around that era are like my favorites because it was just a pure time of life. Before everything got complicated, before I had more responsibilities, before I had to be a grown up. So yeah, I know I'm cheating, but those are like my two songs. And I guess it kind of shows the two sides of my personality as well.
Definitely.
We love that. And for all the under 18s in the room, I hope you took note. Just enjoy your life, please. Before you have to start adulting and have bills and stuff.
Oh,
Live your
tell
best
them
life.
again.
But guys, we are going to take a brief 10-minute break. So grab yourself a drink. If you need to get more food, grab yourself some food. And we'll be back in 10.
How are we feeling, guys?
We're feeling good. We're feeling good. We're feeling great.
Yeah? Lovely. So we have delved deep into the world of Deborah, Kirsty and Prince. And it has been an absolute pleasure to have them here, guys. Can you just give them one more round of applause, please? Come on, you can do better than that. Put some energy into it. I know it's Sunday, but it's okay. Don't worry. All right. So, guys, for the second part, we, of course, want to know a little bit more about you guys, but then also we want to know, we want to know a little bit more on your personal side, your lifestyle. I know you guys like to travel, Kirsty. We've been seeing you outside. So we want to know a little bit more about, of course, what you guys do outside of your business, outside of the hustle, like what goes down in your world. So we got a couple questions for you guys, just so we can get to know you a little bit better. So Naomi, I'm going to let you lead with this one.
Okay, so this is a little bit outlandish, but work with me here, because like she said, we want to know a bit more about you. So, if you could be a cartoon character, what cartoon character would you be and why? And I'm going to start with you, Deborah.
Yeah.
You look like you're thinking hard again. So I'm just going to go straight to you. You're going to have to think fast.
I was trying to think the last time I watched a cartoon.
Or any animated character.
Or any animation. I feel like after a certain age, I just stopped watching all those things.
For real.
But I did like Tom and Jerry because of the mischief and all of that. So yeah, maybe Jerry.
Yeah, I can tell.
But in terms of animations or Marvel, and does that count? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like Thor. I just like the hammer.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's a
got
good
lot
one.
of time for
I like
Thor.
that. That's good. Prince.
I love the Thor, yeah.
Yeah, straight like that. We ain't even giving you time to think. Tell us.
I would say Simba, Lion King. Yeah, I would say Simba still, because he learned a lot from his dad, then took over, still came back. They thought he was dead, but he came back even stronger. You see all that aspect there. So yeah, I would say Simba.
Love that. And Kirsty, last but not least.
I'm struggling, yeah, but I'm gonna pick Tina from Bob's Burgers.
Oh, that is a shout. I think,
you know
Kirsty,
what?
you look like you can do the dance
People
as well.
always say that I look like her, and because I wear glasses, right? And I'm like, so you're not saying that just because I wear glasses, or like, am I just a bit of a nerd? But I think Tina is very misunderstood.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she's very intelligent, just like me, you know. And I just think, yeah, she's fun, but yeah, like she has a lot of insecurities as well. And she does remind me of me when I was younger. Yeah, so it's a bit of an emotional one, but yeah, I really connect to her character. Even though it's a banter and people say that I look like her, but yeah, I think there's a deeper level there as well. And I just love the relationship she has with her family, and yeah, Tina.
I think that's an excellent choice. I'm
Me
a big
too.
fan of Tina.
I'm a big fan of Tina, and
Yeah.
I really related with what you said about her being misunderstood, because
Oh,
she
yeah.
is, and her sense of, if you don't watch Bob's Burgers, guys, I'm sorry, her sense of humor is
It's
so
so funny.
But it's so funny because it's dry, and I
Yeah.
have one of the driest sense of humor of all time, which is why me and Kirsty are friends. But before we move on, Tara, if you were a cartoon character,
Oh, no.
who would you be and why?
Oh, no. Okay, wait. I would be, oh, gosh. Do you know what? I've always liked Wonder Woman. And for me, it's just because she was like, you know, one of the first few female superheroes out there. I just think she looks all powerful. Like, I like the way she, you know, she kind of just stands for herself. And she's just always been someone that, even when I do fancy dress and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I want to be Wonder Woman. Do you know what I mean? She just looks like a powerful woman. So, yeah, I would say Wonder Woman. And what about you, Naomi? You have to tell us.
Well, when you was talking, I was thinking, I feel like I'm so unserious. Like, I feel like I'm like Deadpool, but Deadpool's not even a cartoon. But I would say, okay, I'm just going to say my favorite cartoon, which is Rick and Morty. Not that I am like Rick. But I just think that it's so funny how he's so nonchalant, but also so intelligent. Yeah. But just he just does his own thing. And I think that is kind of me. I just do my own thing in life. I just live in my own world, even though I'm really here. So that's who I would be. But yeah, we just wanted to get a bit more of you lot's personality. So thank you for that, guys. That was insightful.
Definitely. And then just kind of coming back to what you guys are doing in terms of your business and everything, is there anything that you feel like you wish you knew when you started? Like, you know, I know you all do so many different things, but in terms of just knowing something, like, is there anything that you wish you knew before starting your business? And I'm going to start with Prince.
Yeah, so with my business, like working with the youth offenders, for example, I wish I had more patience. I would say patience is one of the big ones, you know, because it's a thing where other people don't give them a chance anyways. So once they come to you, they have some sense of hope. So if you give up on them as well, that's when they think it's done. So what used to happen when I used to get my youth offenders and they sit in front of me, I'm like, okay, tell me about yourself. Why should I tell you about myself? I don't know you. And I'm like, rah, yeah? All right, cool. And then I realized, come on, man, why are you kind of like in your own way now? Like, you shouldn't feel offended. You're meant to come and, you know, help him. So you're like, yeah, all right, cool, then let's not talk, you can go. Like, yeah, all right, cool, I'm gone. So I wish in the beginning I was already mentally matured enough to be like, I've got time for you, you know? Like, we're here for you. We're not here for me. You know, so I would say patience, 100%.
Love that. I think patience is one thing as well that if we exercise a lot more of it, some of us would be a lot further in life. But not to say that we can't get there, but it's just, I think patience is such a big thing for a lot of people. So yeah, appreciate that. Thank you. Kirsty, tell us, what's one thing that you wish you knew before starting your business?
I wish I knew how much I was worth. I didn't know, and for years and years, I've just underpriced myself continuously. continuously. As I mentioned earlier, I'd spend like 7-8 hours on a painting and charge someone £30. And back then I was like, £30, you know? Like I'm worth so much more. Like the years that I've put into my graft, the years that I have honed my talent, like got it to this level is amazing. And something I haven't mentioned, I do digital art. So I create everything on my iPad and I use my finger to paint. So it's me doing this tens of thousands. I draw with my middle finger. So me doing this tens of thousands of times to create a piece of art. And what I just wish I knew is just the value of myself. And just also how to price things, because I didn't have a reference point. And I just feel like sometimes in the creative industry, people gatekeep a lot and they don't want to really help you. And so if they see you as a competitor, they don't really want to tell you what they're charging people or what you should charge for things. So everything, I just had to figure it out. And then it's only when I met like-minded creatives and they were like, you need to stop charging that. Charge this minimum. I was like, I can't do that. I was like, what do you mean? How many years have you been drawing? Since primary school. Okay, count those years up. How much years of experience do you have? And so that put things into perspective. So that's one thing I really wish I knew, like the value of myself and then how to just price my art and my services properly.
That's so true. And I think that's something that a lot of people find starting out with your business. It's like you don't know how to price things. Like anyone that starts a business, you don't know how much you should charge, or you might like Kirsty said, like underprice things because you're thinking, I'm not that experienced. But when you really deep how long you've been doing it outside of, actually charging people, you should always try and make sure that you're valuing yourself for who you are. So I rate that completely. So I hope you're charging people right prices now,
I don't open my iPad until there's a certain amount.
Tell them again. Love that. Devidan, talk to us. What's one thing you wish you knew?
GDPR, everyone knows about. There's a reason that this thing came about. It's because data is the new oil. Right? And GDPR is gatekeeping. They don't want new businesses to access data or to collect data. They want to restrict existing businesses from getting data so the big companies at the top can get their data, because it's likely you'll tick all the boxes when you use Facebook, Instagram, Google, and they just want to gatekeep. One of the things that I wish I put a lot more focus on is collecting data with permission. But once you start having to ask for permission, you're already limited in only people who want to give you permission will give you the data that you can then leverage later on when you're valuing your business. One of the first things they look at apart from branding is actually data, because data is very important. So yeah, that is one big thing. I mean, I still collect data with permission now, but it was never that deep for me, and I didn't really deep it in that way. So if there's anyone in here that's an entrepreneur or is going to become an entrepreneur or has friends that are entrepreneurs, make sure you give them this point. And it could be events, it could be actual technology that you're building. Start collecting data. You might not ever use it, but one day if you ever plan to sell your business, one of the first things when you're selling a business that they will go for is the contact list, right? And why? Because when they get that contact list, for them to buy your business and then to take whatever they buy to the next level, it will be a data collection and data analysis exercise, understanding who these clients are and how they can extract as much value as possible from them.
Thank you so much, guys. Can we give them a round of applause, please?
So we've spoken a lot about where you've come from, we've spoken a lot about what you're doing now, and it's all amazing. And what we'd like to know is what's to come. What does the future look like? So I'm going to start with you, Deborah. What does the future look like for you, and what does the future of Stock Pickers look like? You mentioned earlier that you want to sort of expand in 2024 and take over that social media market, which I'm excited about, because I had a look at your page and I thought, this can't be Stock Pickers. It can't be. So I'm excited for that social media takeover. But as well as that, what else is to come?
Yeah, and the reason for that actually is because I don't even think I'm a social media person. I think sometimes on social media you might do something that goes viral or do something that people like, but you could have 100K followers, but maybe only 100 of them are your friends. Whereas for me, I'm like one of those people who's got like maybe 2,000 friends, but then 7,000 followers. So it's like, and even my real friends, maybe about 500 of them are actually following the page because some are not on IG and stuff like that. So in real life, I know a lot of people. But on social media, I was one of those people that doesn't care about how many followers I've got or doesn't care about how many followers someone else has either. I'll give everyone the same energy. But I realized that to reach people that are not your typical target market, you need to kind of step into their world, give them what they want, and then get through to them after. So that's why that's an objective of mine. But yeah, if I was to write a list, regardless of if the man upstairs comes and says, nope, this is what I want you to do instead, or this is how your next year was going to go. If I was to actually write a list out, it will look something like maybe 20 to 30 football clubs that I've been to. It will be like maybe 10 to 20,000 followers on Instagram. It will look like going into more schools. It will look like growing my active clients to over 1,000 paying clients. The number of courses I've sold, to sell 1,000 courses next year. That's what it would look like. But really, ultimately, my business is about making impact more than it is about making money. That just happens to be a natural course that happens from it. And making impact in as many different ways as possible, having more music artists, footballers, more people in your average shows as well, more institutions, more speaking, getting paid higher for my speaking. Just expanding my wings as much as possible to try and get as many people investing and understanding what I do and how I can impact them.
Thank you. I love that. I genuinely love how there are a lot of people that achieve something and they decide to, like we mentioned before, gatekeep that information. Yeah. And there are a lot of people that trade stocks, but not everybody is set up an academy or a course or something that's genuinely helping people get to where they want to be. So I think that's really, really amazing. And I'm super excited for what's to come. Kirsty, how about you? What does the future look like for you?
What does the future look like? So for me, one of my dreams for next year is I want to travel the UK and teach kids and young people digital art. So I want to acquire at least 10 iPads. So all my art I create on Procreate. So I want to chat to the Procreate team, get some discount or something going on. Get Procreate on all the iPads and literally just travel the UK and teach people, especially young people, digital art, give them those skills that they can continue and, hone, go and create something, but also work with their mental health, their mental well-being as well. Because the two for me go hand in hand. When I was creating my art, It was therapy to me. After my mum passed, after that one piece and it went viral, I was like, whoa. But it wasn't the fact that it went viral why I continued. I continued because that was my art therapy. And for me the way I got through my grief was creating art. I just created and created and created. And those 2 years of creation, some of my best pieces I've ever done. And it's just because it was just through pure emotion. There was nothing else driving it. It wasn't, oh, I want to be a successful, rich artist. It was, I need to heal. And if I don't do this, I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I had to do it. So for me, I want to be able to literally just give people this skill and show people a way to get your feelings out. Similarly to kind of what you was talking about, like with men, sometimes they need to get their emotions out in like a constructive way. Like people in general, there's so many different ways to get it out, and creativity is also one. Anger, pain, sadness, whatever it is, like for me, there's always a way that you can hone that in and create art. So that's one of my biggest goals for next year. I haven't really thought of anything else. But yeah, as I said earlier, I just want to do everything I'm doing, but get more opportunities, and that's it really.
Absolutely love that, Kirsty. And I feel like because you've been through so much in life and you just turning all of that into passion, it's just such a real thing that you're doing. Like, it's coming from the heart. So I really, really admire it. And honestly, I'm like, I think for me, I'm just like, oh, I don't know how you do it. Like, I look at you and I just see so many things that you do. Like, some of the things I didn't even know. And we be outside, so. But it's really, really lovely to see. And I really wish you all the best on your journey as well. So, Prince, talk to us. Tell us what's the future for everything that you've got going on as well.
Yeah, so I'm actually traveling to Ghana. I'm going to Ghana, Nigeria, and Jamaica in December. And what I'm going to do, a bit of enjoyment, obviously, come on. But also, my main reason is to set up Kingdom Wealth, so my trading academy in Ghana, Jamaica, Nigeria, and to teach the kids there for free. So I have 3 of my homeboys that live in the countries that I taught for free. And right now, they're absolutely killing it, 5-figure days, 6-figure months. And I said to myself, you know what, in 2024, I remember I said, God, if I become who I always wanted to be, I'll just give. So 2024 is the year of giving. So that's why I said I'm going to set up Kingdom Wealth in these countries first. And then after that, we'll move to Gambia, and then go back to Jamaica and see where we can sign kids, find like a few of the other like neighbor countries as well. And what I also want to do is give free mentorships to boys and girls that live in independent homes. So, the kids that live in hostels because they got kicked out or they're 16, they haven't got no parents. What I want to do is give out 300 hours mentorship and life coaching. That's one of my things as well. And yeah, apart from that, I concentrate a lot on making wealth and, building myself. But I believe once you build yourself, success is not about how much money you got. Success is about how many people you've helped. You know what I'm saying? So that is that for me. And that's why I always said to people, when I say see you later, it's for me to just build myself in regards to personal development. But a lot of people see the see you later as a goodbye. Or you changed, or you think you're different now. You're meant to change. If I don't change, I will be in the ends with you outside Morley's talking about nonsense. So obviously I need to step up, like you two said. You need to step up, make sure that you're good first. If you're not good, you're pouring from an empty cup. You see what I'm trying to say? So I had to make sure that I get into a level, not just financially, but mentally and spiritually, most importantly, to then come back and be like, guys, what can we do? If it wasn't for that, I couldn't go to Jamaica, Ghana, Nigeria and say, let's set up free mentorship in regards to trading. I'll give you everything that I got. Right now, we charge people £500, £1,000 to sign up. I want to give it to them for free. You see what I'm trying to say? So I think that says a lot about my mentality in regards to giving. So yeah, that's my main focus. As I said, yeah, definitely gonna go turn up, but 60% will be in how to build and how to help the future, man.
Can never forget the turn up, especially not with Prince.
Listen,
But we love that. We absolutely love that for you, especially because me and Tara are the same. But Prince mentioned so many things, especially about his mentorship, guys. And if you haven't already got a raffle ticket, make sure you get one, because one of the prizes is a mentorship session with Prince. And if I were you, I'd want to get that. So yeah.
And for those of you that are beginners as well, he goes back to basics for you. So don't worry if you don't know anything about trading. He will go back to basics for you. You're going to get an exclusive Zoom session with the Kingdom Wealth VIP people. So yeah, make sure you grab a raffle ticket.
Yes, guys, get your raffle tickets. But we are going to wrap up shortly. But before we do so, can I ask each of you just to give us maybe one word of wisdom, one thing you wish somebody had told you, just something for those of us in the audience or maybe watching this back that you think may be valuable. And I'm going to start again with you, Deborah, because you're just right next to me. I can't help myself.
One word of wisdom. I think, first of all, if you're here today, you're doing something right, because there's something in your mind that said, come to this event. This room is very small. There's not a lot of people in here, right? But that's a value that lets you know that you're already in the top 2% of how you think. Because there are a lot of people who maybe know me or the other panelists and haven't, and just maybe it's a bit of a taken for granted. Oh, I know my man. I know he's there. I know, but there's a value, right, in seeing the same person over and over again and building that relationship. So yeah, the advice is show up to things, whether you're on this side or you're on that side. Show up to as many things as you can in person. And if they're online things as well, just keep showing up. Because when you do that, you're building networks. And networking is not just about, when they say your network is your net worth, networking is not just about going to places where you can get. Sometimes it's networking is not always about going to places or networking for yourself. Sometimes it's networking on behalf of someone else that you might be able to help with some of the information and insights that you got here today. It could be for a parent, it could be for a relative, it could be for a friend. And then you're like playing Tinder, you're connecting people. And sometimes, yes, there will be value for yourself directly as well. So every single opportunity you get to meet people, anyone, right, take it and get the most out of it.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Really appreciate that. Kirsty, one word of wisdom or something you'd like to leave us with?
So something that I'd like to leave everybody with is that after rain, there's always a rainbow somewhere. You may not be able to see it, but there is a rainbow. And it's just a reminder that sometimes when we go through the toughest of trials, we go through our darkest moments and we have no hope, just remember the rainbow is out there and there is hope, like there is strength and there's ways that you can overcome things. I always just love to let people know you are not alone. And I love that my art has allowed people to feel that way. I just want people to push through. Like, we've all gone through things. Everybody in this room has gone through something. Every single one of us. And it's not, the Olympics of who's gone through the worst thing. It's never that. Because whatever we've gone through is personal to us. But there's always a way, I feel anyways, to overcome these challenges. And for me, I learned how to turn the biggest pain that I've been through in my life into my passion, into something that I can help people, I can breathe life into people. And I just really want to challenge people to try to turn these negative things into, okay, well, what can I do now? How can I uplift myself? How can I possibly uplift other people? How could I help? Going through what I've gone through, what do I have now to give to other people? Because I genuinely believe, I believe anyways, one of my purposes is just to help people in this life. And God gave me the talents and the tools to do so. And I'd just be doing a disservice if I'm not doing that. So for me, it's just reminding yourself that there's always hope. And it may not seem like it. As I said, you may not see the rainbow, but I promise you there's a rainbow somewhere. You just can't see it from your vantage point. So just, keep that hope and just keep your dreams. Like, whatever dreams you guys have in this room, believe in them fully. Fully. In primary school, I said I wanted to do what I'm doing now. And here I am at 32. So, just always believe in your dream.
Love that. And again, for the under 18s in the room, I hope you are listening, because you lot are at the best position in your lives right now. I'm sure some of us are sitting here thinking there's certain things that we wish we did when we were at that age. So take note, guys. I'm looking at you.
For those of you who are watching, she's looking at Kalila, who always gets a shout out on the show. Shout out to Kalila as always.
That's my baby. But no, it's just so lovely to see, when you're going through these, when you're going through your business and you're actually trying to get to where you want to be, people don't see the journey. They only see the end result, isn't it? So this is why we look at things like social media and we look at all the things that we're doing as, oh, they've done so well, they've done this, but they don't actually understand the story or the journey behind it. So this is why we want to do things like this, because we want to show you guys that there is there's a journey behind the actual end goal. So thank you so much, guys, for sharing so far. And of course, last but not least, Prince, talk to us. Tell us what you want to leave the people with today.
Yeah, so what I would say is just be. Okay, just be. And I'll elaborate on that. You see, when I say just be, it interlinks with what I'm going to tell you right now. So, in order for you to find your masterpiece, you have to master your piece. Let me go again, in case it went over people's head. In order for you to find your masterpiece, you have to master your piece. What do I mean? In order for you to master your piece, you have to be. What do I mean by be? Be still. We're going through a phase right now, an era right now where you're always distracted by something. If it's not Instagram, it's TikTok. If it's not TikTok, it's Snapchat. If it's not Snapchat, it's Twitter. If it's not Twitter, it's your brethren. If it's not your brethren, be still. But now let's switch it. Be still, but still be. Be you. That's your unique power. Everyone is going through, as you said before, everyone is going through something. We're not different to any of you. The only thing that we done different is we never gave up. The only thing we done different is we used our pain to say, okay, God, not why me, try me, let's go. That's all it is. None of us had rich parents and it's not about that, it's about you. But in order for you to get to that stage, you have to be still, man. We live in a world now where people don't even like being alone, because you being alone, you go into your thoughts. People don't want to do that no more. I need to be busy. What's your definition of being busy? So what I really want to say to each and every one of you, like you said before, you being here already is a blessing. I don't believe in good luck, and it's a blessing, man. Because you could take something from each of us. Something. You definitely took something out. You don't have to go through the same life that we've been through, but all I know is that you can take something out of it and create your life. You only have two choices in this life, you know. I say that all the time. I say it to my son, he's only three. I say you're either a CEO of your life or you're an employee of your life. Simple, there's no in between. But in order for you to find out, be still, but still be. That's what I'm going to leave you with. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Prince. I'm not going to lie. You always drop some... It's the way that you say things.
Yes.
It's like, for me, I'm going to walk away from this and all I'm going to hear is, why me? Try me. It's always something that you drop. That's always just like... It's going to ring in my head. So, but I hope you guys also got something from that. That was amazing. Thank you so much to all three of you. Debaden, thank you so much for coming. It was amazing to meet you. And I'm so excited to see the future of Stock Pickers and what comes from it. Kirsty, my girl, my sister from another mister. I've literally known Kirsty since secondary school, guys, so we've grown together. And I am, of course, so proud of where you are today, and I'm super excited for what's to come. Prince, guys, if you haven't watched the podcast, like I said, I've been saying I'm a fan, okay? I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of Prince's podcast. Like I said, his words of wisdom, the way you say things, it just rings true to me. So thank you so much for coming. We are going to wrap up soon. Yes. But before we do that, Tara, my amazing business partner.
Hello, girl.
Thank you to you too, because, you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for both of us. So
and thank
shout
you
out
to you.
us.
Like, honestly, if you guys know us, like, me and Naomi, we've known each other not that long, actually. Like, it's only been a few years, but this idea came to us off of the back of, I want to start a podcast. So do I. Why don't we do it together? Okay. And within a week, like, no joke, guys, within a week, we'd already planned what we're going to do. We'd booked the studio. Shout out to Haven Talks, because that's one of our raffle prizes as well. So we booked the studio and that was it. And the rest is history. So I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful to be here with you. I wouldn't want to be doing this with anyone else. No offense, guys, but I'm just saying.
Yes, I'm glad that you mentioned Chloe. Shout out to Chloe.
That's Haven Talks right there. That's where we record all of our podcasts. You guys will see the banner in the back. For those of you that are not here, you should have been here. So, but we have got a raffle prize where you can actually win 1 hour of studio time at Haven Talks. So please make sure you purchase your raffle so you can get that. And of course, our other raffle prizes as well. You get a bottle of bubbly, and as well, there will be a session, 45-minute session with Prince on Zoom with the VIP Kingdom Wealth. So guys, make sure you get your raffles. You've got some time, don't worry. I'll make sure I come around to each of one of you specifically. So
guys, before we wrap up, please tell the people where to find you.
Yes.
Instagram is probably the quickest way. Man like Debs, and that shows everything that I do. Just send me a DM. Yeah. The link in the bio has a link to my Telegram group, which is free to join. About 3,000 people in there. And if you've got a business, it's free promotion on the weekends when stock markets are closed.
Love that. So
you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and it's Kirzart, Kirzart. Fun fact, 90% of the people that meet me are like, hey, you Kirzart. I don't know where the R goes, but Kirzart, and you can Google me, Kirsty Latoya, that's it.
And yeah, with me it's Mr. Free Your Mind. So it's Mr. and then the number 3 Your Mind on Instagram. And yeah, DM me, man. I'm not going to be that guy that's going to be like, I'm not going to answer my DMs. DM, man. Feel free.
Prince's podcast is also available on Spotify. I'm just going to be the plug. Because he didn't say it. Kirsty's book Reflections of Me is also available to purchase. And I'm pretty sure, didn't you write a chapter in a book?
Yes.
You didn't even mention that.
I know.
Over that real fast.
Debs,
quickly tell them about the chapter in the book.
All right. So one of my members in my group, Byron Cole, Bianca. Yes. So it's my alarm clock at 4:10. Don't ask. Yeah, Byron and Bianca business moguls in their own right. Bianca was on The Apprentice.
Yep.
They're part of my community because one of the things I do is I make sure that other people like myself, we connect as well. So when I first started on Instagram, I reached out to Bola Soul, Patricia Bright, E-Man Effect, Bricks with Tips, literally anyone that was doing anything financial. And yeah, some of them literally became my clients and most of them are in my group. So I act as their investing coach when it comes to stocks, crypto and stuff like that. So they were writing a book and they wanted someone to write a chapter on stocks, someone else to write a chapter on property, someone else to write one on tax, someone else to write one on insurance and other things. So I wrote the chapter on stocks. It's called Rich Forever, what they didn't teach you in school. So yeah, you can purchase that book as well. And yeah, you will definitely gain something from it.
Thank you
guys.
so much.
But this is what we do here. We support our community. We support each other because these people are here giving back. So I think it's only right that we do the same. But thank you so much once again, guys. Can we give these guys another round of applause?
Come on, guys. You can do better than that. So we are going to wrap this up. We're going to take another short little break, but then you're going to get a chance to actually ask the panelists questions. So get your thinking caps on, because I know some of you have got questions. Don't be shy. This is an opportunity for you guys to actually speak to them and, you know, ask any questions that you have. Yeah.
So for those of you who are watching, we will catch you guys on the next episode. Season 3 is coming soon.
Yes. Take care. Bye.
And for those of you in the room...